Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a comparison between the 11 and 12.9 inch iPad Pro. This is a product that I think a lot of people are going to buy this year in 2021. So let's go ahead and dive into the video and see which iPad Pro you should buy. So first, let's start off with comparing the price. So if you go for the 11 inch iPad Pro, you're looking at $799 as your starting price, and for the 12.9 inch, you're looking at $1,099. A $300 difference for a bigger screen. And one of the reasons that a lot of people should go for the 12.9 inch over the 11 is if you're looking for a full laptop replacement. The bigger screen size is essentially the exact same size as a MacBook Air or MacBook Pro, so it's definitely going to be an easier transition going from one of those laptops to an iPad Pro. The bigger screen real estate is also going to be really good for professionals who are maybe doing like video or photo editing, and if you're a professional, the bigger screen size is definitely going to be worth it. But for some people, the screen size might be too big, and I found myself as one of those people last year. I bought the 12.9 inch originally, and it was just way too big for what I was using it for. I used it for content creation and just media consumption, and I found when I was walking around with it that it was just way too big. It was kind of awkward to just sit in your bed and like watch on a giant 12.9 inch iPad Pro, and that's why I actually sold the 12.9 and got the 11 inch. I just found the 11 inch as like the perfect size. I could still do all of my photo and video editing and media consumption. It was a lot more portable because of the size. It's pretty much the exact same size as a regular piece of paper, and keep in mind, this is still the second biggest iPad that you can buy. A lot of people will look at the 12.9 or the 11 inch and just think the 11 inch is like really small, but in reality it's the second biggest iPad that Apple has. And like I said, if you're looking for a laptop replacement, 100% go with the 12.9. If you're a little bit more casual and not really looking for a full-on replacement and just want an iPad to watch media and do some work on, the 11 inch is going to be perfect. It's really just personal preference, and myself, I found the 11 inch was the perfect size and I liked it a lot more than the 12.9. Now onto the actual display of the iPad Pros. So essentially the main difference is that the 12.9 has mini LED technology. That's essentially going to enhance the contrast ratio on the 12.9 inch compared to the 11. It's also going to help with longevity because mini LED tends to last a little bit longer, and it's really going to utilize that bigger screen to just make everything look a little bit better. And that's not to knock on the 11 inch because it's got the LCD display that we had last year, and it still looks really good. Really, the only people that are going to notice the mini LED versus the LCD are big tech fans and people that use the iPad Pro professionally. Those are the people that are really going to notice the difference in displays, but I would say if you're a more casual user, you will barely even tell there's a difference. So in a nutshell, both displays are great. Mini LED is a little bit better, and if you're using the iPad Pro professionally and need the bigger screen and better contrast ratios and you're working with HDR content, then the 12.9 inch might be the one to go for. But if you're still looking for a great iPad Pro experience, the 11 inch LCD display is still going to be fantastic. Now we know the iPad Pros are extremely portable as well, and really there's only about a 0.5 pound difference between the two. The iPad Pro 12.9 inch obviously weighs a little bit more, so that one weighs about 1.5 pounds, and the 11 inch weighs in at just over 1 pound. Now for the processor that is powering the tablets here, we are talking about the Apple M1 chip. It's going to be the exact same chip in both iPad Pros, so performance is going to be the exact same. I know some people think the 12.9 inch is going to be more powerful because it's bigger, but that's not the case. It's literally the exact same chip. And fun fact for you, the M1 in the iPad Pro is actually more powerful than the 16 inch MacBook Pro, and these things are absolute beasts, so whether you go with the 11 or 12.9 inch, you will be getting the best performance in an Apple tablet, regardless of the size that you choose. Now for storage, you get the exact same choices between the two models, so you get 128, 256, 512, 1TB, and 2TB of storage. One thing to keep in mind is that if you choose the 1 or 2TB model, you actually get 16 gigs of RAM versus 8, and that's the exact same between the two sizes. Both iPad Pros are going to have True Tone displays. They're both going to have laminated displays and Face ID, along with a Thunderbolt port on the bottom, also known as USB 4. They both have smart connectors on the back, so you can use magnetic cases with them. The camera system on the back is going to be the exact same across both of them, with 12 megapixels and the capability of recording in 4K. They both have ultra-wide lenses and a LiDAR scanner, and the front camera is also going to have a 12 megapixel true depth camera system. 4 speakers on both models as well. They both support the Apple Pencil 2nd generation. Both the 11 and 12.9 inch cellular models have 5G connectivity. Another thing that I want to mention is that if you are going for a laptop replacement with the 2021 iPad Pro, is that you might want to get a case with a keyboard built in, and just keep in mind that the 12.9-inch iPad Pro is going to have a full-size keyboard, meaning that it's going to be like the same size as if you bought a MacBook Air or Pro, but the 11-inch is going to be a little bit smushed together because of the size difference. So if you're looking for the exact feel of a laptop, the 12.9-inch might be a little bit better, but I'm sure a lot of people can adjust to the size difference if you get the 11-inch with a keyboard built in. And the last comparison that I want to make is battery life, because you would just assume that the 12.9-inch has a better battery life considering the size, but on Apple's website they're actually advertising that both the 11 and 12.9-inch iPad Pro have up to 10 hours of battery life, which is pretty crazy because you would assume if you're paying the extra few $100s for the 12.9-inch you would get some better battery life because, you know, it's bigger, but I guess not. So if you are looking for more battery life with the bigger iPad Pro, this might be a little bit of a letdown because it's advertised to have the same as the 11-inch. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the comparison between the 11-inch and the 12.9-inch. My thoughts on it is that if you are a more casual user who just wants to, you know, watch your Avengers movies and watch Disney Plus and Netflix and just consume media and still have the capability to do some pretty intense workloads as well, I think the 11-inch hands down is going to do everything you want it to do. It's even going to be considered overkill because the M1 chip is going to absolutely crush that kind of stuff. But if you do want a bigger display with better contrast ratios and you're someone that is going to notice that difference, then the 12.9-inch might be worth it for you. But from someone like myself who actually bought the 12.9-inch and the 11-inch, I think the 11-inch is the better buy. But that's just my opinion. Let me know down below. If you're a professional who works with, you know, like music, video, photo, that kind of thing, then I think the 12.9-inch might be better. You can just see more. The screen real estate is there and you can just utilize it a little bit more than you could with the 11-inch. And the third type of person I think is a student. And I think both sizes will work. It really just depends on whether or not you want like a full-on laptop replacement, meaning like the same size and everything, or if you just want to use an iPad Pro in general, and then I definitely think the 11-inch is going to do it for you. But like I said with the whole keyboard thing, if you want a full-size keyboard with a full-size display, then the 12.9-inch is going to be for you. But the 11-inch is also going to do the job. It's kind of hard to compare the two because they're pretty much almost the exact same. Really, the major difference is just the screen size and the display. That's pretty much it. Everything else is essentially the same. It's really just if you're gonna notice that screen difference with the Liquid Retina XDR display, also known to the rest of the world as Mini LED, it's really hard to just tell you which one to get. Like, in my opinion, the 11-inch is definitely a good purchase. It's really tough to justify which one to get. I would maybe even recommend going into the store and just putting them side by side and testing them out, because I think a lot of people will be surprised of how good the 11-inch is. Like, a lot of people think, oh, the 11-inch is tiny because the 12.9-inch is available, but it's really not. Like, it's the second biggest iPad you can get. But anyways, guys, I hope this video helped you out. Leave a comment down below of which iPad Pro you are going to be picking up. Personally, I'm going to be picking up the Space Gray 11-inch, and I'll be unboxing it and reviewing it on the channel, so if you guys are interested in seeing that, make sure you like and subscribe. Other than that, thanks again for watching. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.